Hello there. I'm not sure what this is about, if it's just that it's getting warm for us in the Northern Hemisphere, or if there's something in the air, but I've seen a lot of people recently talking about, doing 75 hard for authors or, change your life in 6 months, this sort of vibe. And first of all, I'm very much here for that. I love I love following along on anyone's journey if they're doing something like this, if they're committing to a goal. I think it's awesome and wonderful. And I'm also feeling something very similar myself. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about my plan for what I'm trying to accomplish by the end of this year, by the end of 2025, how I'm going to do it, why I want to do it, all of this stuff. And I hope that this will be inspiring to you if you are in a place where you're thinking about committing to a 6-month program or 75 hard or something like that. I think I'm offering an alternative approach, sort of a more gentle approach. I'm not sure. It'll be up to you to decide if that's the case or not. So to start with, I'm recording this on May 18th, which I just Googled it to check. It means there's 228 days left in the year. That's not any sort of cool, round, magical number. And I'm okay with that. I don't need this to be 222. I mean, I could call it that, 222 sustainable instead of 75 hard. But I don't know, that doesn't have a ring to it. And it's not really the point. So there's 228 days left in the year, and I have had the goal. I realized I've seen this in some old journal entries, from 2023 even, that I had the goal of having 20 books published by my 40th birthday, which is November 27th. So far this year, I haven't published anything. I have a lot of projects that are in different stages of drafting, editing, just waiting on a new cover. There's a lot going on, but momentum has been non-existent. So I want to get back to that goal. And the other goal that I kind of realized along with that is that I would like to get serious about turning my author business into a business. So yeah, I'd love it if it's possible. I want to move into the direction of being able to do this full time, and I want to have something significant shifted in that area by the end of the year. So that's the plan, that's the goal. I'm not going to get too concrete here about what that second part entails, but I know myself what I would like it to involve. So part of why this is happening now, why I'm revisiting it now, well, I'd say I'm revisiting the 20 books goal now because it's sunnier, the days are longer and warmer, and I'm feeling energized. And this is just a pattern with myself, and I'd like to remember that for the future, not to expect big ambitious things from myself when it's the coldest, darkest, shortest days of the year. The other part is that my day job is contract based, and currently my contracts are 6 months long. And, that means that there's a certain amount of instability in a job like that. And so I don't want to be so dependent on needing contracts to be renewed. I want to be able to support myself as well. I think that we are often fed the idea as creatives, as authors, that it's more sustainable, it's more trustable to work for someone else. But I think in this day and age, certainly after going through a pandemic, but with the technology increasing day by day, as my former students would say, as the first sentence of every essay I've ever read, with technology changing at such a quick rate, with AI tools and all that kind of stuff, I think things that felt stable in the past might not feel so stable now. So it's great to do what we can to build something ourselves that is more sustainable, that can be more sustainable. So the word sustainable is sort of a key word there for me. When I look at a lot of the 75 hard sort of plans and things like that, they appeal to me because there's always been a part of me that is like, I want to see if I can do this hard thing. Like there are things that I'm like, ooh, I want to apply for this opportunity just because I want to see if I can do it. That's something, an attitude I had more when I was younger. Now I'm more like, yeah, I don't want to burn myself out. So I want to do things in a way that's like, I know I can do it, instead of a way that's like, well, let's see if I can do it. Because even if I'm able to sustain like a higher level of output for 75 days or something like that, there's a very good chance that I would just be crashing and burning after that. So we don't want that. We want to do this in a way that is sustainable, that is long-term, that has me arriving at the end of the year feeling good. Yeah, so that's essentially the plan. I have this little jar in the thumbnail. It currently has tiny little color-coded Post-its in it. I have to change out the Post-its that are in here, but these are sort of my key for how I'm going to plan each week. So there are 3 main categories that I want to focus on in terms of daily activities. Some of these are 5 days a week, some are 7 days a week. So the 3 main categories are mindset, writing, and marketing. Yeah, so these are pretty basic things. Mindset's really important, and I think it gets overlooked a lot. So I know it's important when you are trying to up level. I know how important it is to work on your mindset so that you are equipped for that up level when it comes. It's very natural and easy for us to self-sabotage when we are going someplace we've never gone before. You know, we are leaving our comfort zone in a positive way by going to, you know, higher rates of visibility or success, but that doesn't feel safe to our little nervous systems. So we can sabotage and go like, hey, let's not go there. Let's stay here where it's familiar. So mindset is one thing that I really want to incorporate in there. And so I have 7, because this should be a daily activity. I don't say should in terms of like should, but like for me, this is important for it to be a daily activity. I know I feel better when I do these things daily. And there are a number of different things that I like doing, but if I expect myself to do them every single day, again, it's not sustainable. So what I'm going to be doing with this is there will be color-coded Post-its in there. So there will be 7 different Post-its that are mindset. There will be 5 different ones that are marketing, and there will be 7 different ones that are writing, because yeah, I do ideally like writing every day. So that's what is going on here. So before I tell you what's on all the Post-its, my plan is to each day pull the 3 different colors, and then that will decide what I do that day. Or I'm not sure yet if I'm going to pull them each day, or if I'm going to use my planner. Hi, come over here, planner. Use my planner at the beginning of the week. I think I almost just beamed myself with this, and pick all of them and then schedule for each day what I will be doing that day. Stay tuned, because we'll see exactly how this ends up working. My plan also going along with this is to do maybe weekly vlogs. I was confident it would be weekly initially, but then I looked at my whole series about the artist's way and I'm like, well, I don't know if weekly is sustainable, but I think it can be as a part of this whole wonderful thing. So let's go into what are going to be on each of the Post-its, starting with mindset. So for mindset, I will have 7 different Post-its in there. They will have some repeat things in them. So 3 of them are going to be morning pages, which if you've seen any of my content about the artist's way, you know how much I love morning pages, that this is a stream of consciousness, 3 pages brain dump that you do first thing in the morning. And I love that. I have not been doing it regularly as I used to, but I think doing that just 3 days a week, at least. If I want to do it more, of course I can do it more. Post-its aren't going to dictate my whole entire life. So 3 of those will be morning pages. And then 2 others are also different journaling activities. There's scripting, which is like a manifestation journaling activity. It's something I've really enjoyed in the past. So one of those is scripting your ideal day, which is like writing about an ideal day in your life as if it's already happened. Like today I got up at this time and I did this and blah, 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 and you go through the whole day. Another one will be scripting this day, this current day, as if it's already happened. So as if everything has already gone, all the perfect, wonderful, magical ways that it could go. So I think those will be really cool and wonderful and powerful. Then the other 2 days are going to be for EFT, which I haven't really talked about here. On this a previous channel of mine, I used to do EFT tapping sessions. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. It's where you're tapping on like a sequence of pressure points and you are working through a mindset issue as you're doing it. I think it's a really, really cool tool. I'm like got a certification to do it. I used to lead tapping sessions on Insight Timer. I have some recordings over there. I think it's a wonderful tool. It also is something that I don't tend to pull out of my toolbox, or pull out of a jar like this as often as I would like. And so having it here, I think doing it twice a week will be a really cool and wonderful thing. I will probably be recording like some, as I do this, like vlog style, you will see me doing some tapping. If it's something that you might be interested in, seeing how it could be applicable to your life and goals as a writer, then please let me know in the comments because I could make some tapping videos to share here on the channel. I think that would be actually a really fun thing to do. So those are all the different mindset post-its that I will have to pull from. And yeah, I think that's going to be fun to just have one of those each day to go, okay, great, I'm going to be journaling or I'm going to be tapping. Whatever it is, it's not going to take me more than 20 minutes to do. So I think that's a great thing and a great way to start the day. Now, the next category is marketing. And for these, there are only going to be 5 because this is something I do want to take a couple days off from. I think that that's important. So let's see. Let's check on my list here what they are going to be. So one is going to be about editing and scheduling a YouTube video, which is a whole task, right? From a previously recorded video, now it's time to sit down, edit and schedule it. Another one is going to be to record a new YouTube video. So most likely in this time that will be vlog that goes along with this whole journey, but there might be some extra videos I want to record as well. So that's like, okay, I know that this is going to be a recording day. Now, another one is to schedule a week of TikTok promotional content, and another one is to schedule a week of Instagram promotional content. Now, these might change. I might end up wanting to schedule a month at a time. I just recently did some learning from Nisha Woolery. She's an Instagram teacher and she has great strategy for batching all of this content. And I think that's a really beautiful tool that we don't utilize enough. I've seen certainly like in the 75 hard kind of thing, people are doing daily posting. And I know for myself that that feels like such a burden on me when I have to think about what I'm going to post today. So if I'm able to do this for a week at a time or 2 weeks at a time or 3 weeks or a month, I think that that's going to free up a lot of mental space because I do want to use my creativity mostly for writing. I don't really want to use it for marketing content. The more that I'm able to schedule these things ahead, the better it is. So if that ends up coming out of the jar because it's a monthly task, then that's great. Maybe I'll replace it with something else and maybe I won't because I don't actually have to have a marketing task every single day. The final marketing task is to draft and schedule an email. I have not really been emailing my newsletter that often. I'm not saying that I necessarily do want to do this every week, but I want to have it in the jar so it's set aside. And this might mean a newsletter, or it might mean drafting an email that's going to go out in the future for a promotion, or creating an email that's part of like a welcome sequence. That all remains to be seen, but still there's some time set aside to do email marketing. And I think that's important. Now, finally, we have the third category. It's going to be in this little jar, and that is writing. I would like to write 10,000 words a week. I think that's going to help me meet the goals I have when I have them. That doesn't really make sense. It's going to help me accomplish the goals by the time I would like to accomplish them. I have this whole schedule on my computer in a spreadsheet now that's like each week, here's what I need to focus on in terms of writing, in terms of marketing, and occasionally there's edits going on as well. But yeah, I want to write 10,000 words a week. I'm not trying to do any big crazy goals, but what I'm doing with the little post-its is I changed it up so it's not the same number of words each day. So let's see here on my little list. There's going to be one day of the week that I write 500 words, and that's like such an easy thing to do. That's a nice break day. There's going to be one day a week that I write 2,500 words. There's going to be one day a week that I write 2,000 words, 2 days a week that I write 1,500, and 2 days a week that I write 1,000. So this, I think, is so nice because it just changes up the amount of energy that needs to be poured into this task on any given day, and I like that. I like a little bit of, like I'm not trying to do the same thing every day. As I said, if I pull them like for a whole week at once, I can plan accordingly. Like if I know on this certain day that there's something going on, we have visitors or something, then I will say, okay, let's make this a 500 day, or even let's take this off. Let's make it in theory a 500 day, but then take those 500 words and put them on a different day, because, you know, life requires some flexibility. So let's be flexible, you know, what's wrong with that? So yeah, that's the whole plan. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be documenting it here and sharing what I'm learning along the way. And I'm so encouraging you to join in and do some version of this yourself. I think it's going to be so fun using this little jar and just like, you know, kind of be like, oh, what does today have in store? You know, it's kind of like picking a Oracle card or something like that. You're like, what am I going to get? Is it going to be fun? I mean, I feel like all of these things, I tried to choose all things that do feel fun in some way, you know, that I can enjoy all of these processes. I like recording videos. I like editing videos. All of these things can be fun. So maybe you can think about what you might want to work on, what you might want to accomplish by the end of the year. Or if you want to just stay and watch me, you know, succeed or fail or fumble along the way, you're so welcome to subscribe and stick around. But I would encourage you to join in with me and get after some goal of your own, because I think it'll be really fun for us to do this together. So if you are doing that, if you're sticking around, let me know in the comments what it is that you want to work on, and let's all get to it.